Why me and Mr. Pabley have a lot in common. Now, if you don't know Mr. Pabley was my special ed teacher all the way from freshman year, all the way to senior year, when I kind of drove him crazy, but as I grew up as an adult, I recognized that he made the same mistake. And I recognized that he was in the full body cast for girls, and that literally we share the same struggle. So if you don't know Mr. Pabley was a buff, short Indian teacher that was just like my brother, literally that was on the same level as my brother. Literally, when I was in high school, literally when my brother literally picked me up from being sick or suspended, I forgot which, and literally he's like, "Your name is Chris." He's like, "Yeah, that's me," literally. And so literally he went on, and then he went off, and then literally he started talking to me, literally knowing I have a flow like Eminem, but knowing that rap works around a mystic nature. He knows that rap works in the form of reverse psychology, so he corrects me literally while I'm not going in reverse. And then literally he starts talking about, big CDs like, Jay-Z, Pimp Daddy Kane, Master P, Master P and Jay-Z have a CD. And when I grew older, I started to bench, 270, 280 myself, literally, and I started, going hand to hand with Mr. Pabley, literally. And I woke up one day, literally, when I was 29, where I had a wife and everything, literally. My wife was Pakistani, Gramanian, basically Indian, just like him, with the complexion. And what ended up happening is, as soon as I got done looking at my phone with my wife in the movie, I see literally Nika Robin as my wallpaper, and literally she looks like three people. Looks just like me, Mr. Pabley, and what I've learned from my past. And when I learned, literally, when a teacher tells you something, literally, it's coming from all this, and it's not coming from a biased perspective. And literally, I felt like shit because you know how much literally I've learned since then. Literally, I had the #1 hit on the radio. Literally, I was a rapper. Literally, freaking, I learned how to be the same level as Jay-Z. Was scheduled to do a battle with Jay-Z, and I came home and looked at everything Mr. Pabley told me. So I'm telling you, when you grow up, it means something. It means a lot, because this guy was the same height as me, literally doing the same thing as me, literally. And him and Mr. Pledge used to double team me in class. He used to make jokes, literally saying that I'm not responsible, literally. And then literally, he just had to kick me out eventually. And this is the guy who called out literally the flaw with his freshman year. So how did I meet Mr. Pabley? Okay, so first of all, we have to recognize that freshman year literally was so good that I could, put BT, or I can put on MTV. And it starts off with him, agreeing with my mom, literally, when I come back, I'm kind of outraged, but not really. So you can agree with me if you're a popular kid, but when you grow up, literally, you have to recognize somebody is in charge and somebody's telling you to have structure. Literally, so I call it to Mr. Pabley, I'm like, what's all this about literally having, the same, teacher, for the same principles and having the same electives, literally, where it's my freshman year, literally, why isn't, scheduled this way? It came off sounded like Neo, all the way to a point, he's like, hold on, slow down. Literally, every freshman, don't get to pick their classes, and then my mom literally drove me to the side, you just, let them know what was going to happen throughout all 4 years. And what ended up happening, down the line, because, the Neo was so good, eventually somebody like Isaiah came to correct it. And what ended up happening over time is that literally this benefits I got from not playing sports, ever since I was younger, staying within my own personal series, my own little notepad. He knows I have a flow like Eminem, but he knows I can't apply it. And one of the biggest challenges in a black man is, in order to apply it, you have to have muscle. And so, he would make jokes like, literally, freaking, I would look at everybody, literally, that was more multi-dimensional, staying in their social positions, literally, and then, literally, you know how if you punch somebody, literally, in the middle of their titties, in the middle of their chest, it can kill somebody? Literally, I went to Isaiah, literally, when he just beat me in an arm wrestle, but I'm struggling, and I'm still keeping up for him, when he actually benches 200, literally, and so, literally, we're bored in class, and so I aim at Isaiah's chest, is like, I could have killed you, literally. He's like, give him the opportunity. It's not like I'm gonna stay still in a fight or anything, literally. And then Mr. Pabley starts making jokes. Isaiah's just laying back calm. Okay, go ahead, kill me. Literally, no, go ahead, kill me. And then it gets down to a point where, everybody's BB and PE, Ben's bigger than me, he starts running faster, literally. So if you make the excuse, it's on purpose, that you're a special ed, because you don't know that school runs off reverse psychology in order for it to be more challenging. I thought I had everything down packed. I had the Neo, literally. I had, purple outfits, literally, with curly hair going on. I was the biggest chick magnet in the world. And then Ben starts outshining me. I start making squeaky noises. And then when it gets down to literally, me and Isaiah, literally, I finally challenged him to a fight, after, several, bomb social interactions that weren't, successful. Me trying too hard, me getting high in school, literally, and people are asking to go to Isaiah's house, walking to Isaiah, running away from Rashad. He literally went up to me saying, you obviously don't have that much experience in fighting. Literally, and this after he had two girlfriends, two girls who rejected me, by the way. Literally, it showed that his freshman year was more successful because I was trying too hard to be a skateboarder, and I was changing the way I was riding in front of Kayla. Literally, and so literally, so I stood up to Isaiah, literally, and this was literally an autistic sugar rush, and it wasn't like I knew what I was doing, but I would definitely be in a fight that time. Literally, so I pushed him, and Isaiah doesn't push me back, and he looked scared, and then Mr. Pableys drove me to his side and said, hey, look here, Isaiah won 9 times out of 10. So Mr. Pableys is real, and you know what that's connected to? That's connected to consistency, and that's one thing that a lot of people run away from. He backed up what he said, you stayed flaky, Harris, what do you want me to do? He took control of the situations. I saw you yelling at him, yelling, and you're fucking short, and you're doing things like, smoking weed and doing other things to, stunt your growth. Okay, you don't want the real? Okay, fine, Harris. And then I learned everything about how you're short and how you have to get inside and fight Lily. Not only how you have to move around, but how you have to make sure you duck under his arm. And how you do that is to throw a hook, and a hook exposes you. And Lily, how much, fight experience you have to throw a hook, because when you throw a hook, you're still wide open, and how throwing a hook is actually bending gravity in space. And how you have to know that much in order to get a girl. Mr. Pableys was the fucking shit. And you have to recognize, I repeat, you have to recognize that he was right as an adult. I mean, if you go through a whole journey and you just now got where he's at and you disagree with him and you make the excuses that, oh, he was shuffling other paperwork or he was doing, mob work somehow, literally, then you're a fucking idiot. But now I gained the respect. Now we're at the same level of rap. Now we're at the same level of everything. And that's it.